welcome to this Science Masterclass. Today we're going to learn about sedimentary rocks. My name is Mr. Salagaris and this is part of my Year 8 Science Geology course. Okay, so sedimentary rocks are formed when loose particles are pressed together by the weight of overlaying sediment, a bit like sheets of paper on top of each other. Sediment is rock particles such as mud, sand or pebbles, and can also be the remains of living things such as plants and animals. So those particles of sediment can be washed into rivers and deposited on river beds or in the ocean. Okay, so when that sediment's deposited, it forms those layers which then compact and build up on top of those layers like sheets of paper do. And the more layers you get, the heavier it becomes, causing that greater compaction and then the formation of rock. So this illustration down the bottom here gives us an idea of how that forms sometimes. So you've got those grains of sediment that I just talked about. They're quite loosely compacted here as a layer. As chemicals in the water soak into the sediment, it starts to bond those particles together, creating that rock that we know as sedimentary rock. Okay. An example of this sedimentary rock is things like sandstone, mudstone and siltstone. The name gives us an indication of what type of sediment creates those types of sedimentary rocks. So sand is the sediment that makes it, mud and silt for those other two, okay? Biological rocks, they're made from once living things such as shells, bones and plant material. Okay, that is one other form of sedimentary rock. A chemical rock is made, well, a chemical sedimentary rock is made when water evaporates, leaving behind a solid substance. So if ever you've been to Lake Eyre in the middle of Australia, it's quite interesting because it only gets water for a very small period of the year, and it's a very flat lake. So the water doesn't actually get very high and it evaporates quite quickly, leaving behind salt. That salt then cakes up and builds up layers, leaving behind rock salt. Okay. Chemical sedimentary rock doesn't just occur in lakes. It also occurs in limestone caves. Okay, I'm going to talk now a little bit about limestone caves. In limestone caves, there's something unique about them. They have those long strands of rock that hang from the roof or from the bottom, like those big spiky things. Those long strands of rock found on the floors or the ceilings are made out of calcium carbonate from the limestone within the cave. So the ones that grow upward from the floor are called stalagmites. Okay, stalagmites. And the ones that grow from the ceiling downwards are called stalactites. Okay, it's important to know the difference between the two. One grows up, one goes down. How they're formed is when the acids in the water dissolve the limestone, causing the drips with calcium carbonate in to slowly solidify, causing that rock structure to form. So they're like little spikes or daggers that form, and those drops deposit that calcium carbonate, creating that rock as those drips drop down. Okay. Hey, let's summarize what we talked about today. We talked about sedimentary rock, how it's made up of particles that are initially loosely packed. Then over time they start to get compacted when other layers of sediment are deposited on top of it, creating sedimentary rock. We also talked about limestone caves, biological rocks and chemical rocks. Hey, thanks for watching this video. If there's a point that you missed, make sure you go back and watch it again. Make sure you like my channel, subscribe to the video, and add comments for feedback. Thank you.